Like my clothing, there are accessories that I always regret buying. Sometimes they're low quality and don't last as long as I want them to. Other times they're kind of unflattering and I think don't suit me that well. And then when it's not that, they're impractical. Especially because handbags, shoes, and jewelry can be a bigger purchase. I want to share with you some of my tips to build your dream wardrobe and your dream collection. Lately, I've absolutely been in a mindset of being more curated, more intentional with what I add into my life. And that's why you've been seeing a lot of these what not to buy videos on my channel. So I think that one of the worst things we can do for our personal style is to create clutter and have pieces we regret in our wardrobe. So I want to share with you these tips to help you out when you're making a purchase, to make sure it's something you'll love and you'll have for a long time. The first accessory I always regret are ultra simple pieces that kind of work for every style, but they're not unique to mine. And I guess I regret most things recommended as part of capsule wardrobe guides of things every woman should own. So I've actually owned almost all of these pieces and I've always regretted purchasing them. The way I see it is that accessories have two main functions. Firstly, they need to work for our lifestyle and be practical. The second thing though is that we want them to take a generic outfit and transform it into something unique to us. We accessorize an outfit so that it's more unique to us. For something like what I'm wearing today, a black dress, we all kind of wear this item in our wardrobe. So it's really how we accessorize it that is going to give us a more unique outfit and something that we feel our best in. I feel my best in outfits where there are little details making it more tailored to me. I want my finished outfit to be feminine. I want it to have some playful and modern touches. When I'm buying an accessory, I ask myself whether this accessory would help take something simple and push it towards my style words. Can these accessories take a black dress and make it feel feminine, make it feel a little modern, a little playful? If not, then that's probably not going to be the accessory for me. It's all about curating and being very intentional about what we choose so we don't end up with these accessories that work for every woman but doesn't really capture what's unique about our style. Second thing that I definitely don't recommend are large, structured, and heavy bags. So the thing about larger structured bags is that they're usually heavy because they're using thicker leather or more leather to create that structured shape. And the point of having a big bag is that we want to put stuff in it. But with these bags, they end up being so heavy even when it's empty or half full. So the larger size is basically 100% useless unless I want to be that uncomfortable holding an insanely heavy bag. So what are the options if we just love structured bags or we need a big bag? What would I do? I tend to buy my structured bags in very small sizes. I often do 2 bags. So even when I wore this bag yesterday, I was holding this bag and then I had a brown tote bag over my shoulder. That bag is nylon, super light, and it carried my laptop. So splitting it up means that it's so much more comfortable on my shoulder. But also, I guess I can use a cute bag that I love and then have my practical things in the tote bag. If it's a larger bag I'm looking for, I would look for canvas linings or lighter cotton linings as opposed to maybe like a leather lining. I'll look for things that have very minimal interiors so it cuts down on that weight. Or to be perfectly honest, I would really just recommend a larger bag in a slouchy nylon like the Longchamp or in just a casual tote bag, which tends to be a lot lighter. Next up, something that bothers me in handbags are handbags where the crossbody strap or the shoulder strap is way too long. Having clothing and accessories fit us just makes our outfit look so much more custom and beautiful. So when the bag strap is just too long, it always looks a little bit frumpy once I'm wearing it. And ultimately, I want the bag to look nice in my outfit. Continuing on with this, there are also lots of bags where it looks beautiful as it is, but once I'm wearing it, it tends to sit awkwardly on the body. The first thing that comes to mind here is the La Mer croissant bag. Such a nice bag, looks so good on so many people, but not on me. It sticks out in the most awkward way on my body. The strap is a little bit long to my preference and it's not adjustable. So that was kind of a deal breaker. So really trying on handbags, seeing how it interacts with our outfit, with our body type, with our frame, I think can go a long way because some bags are beautiful, they just don't end up looking very good once I have it in an outfit. This Heru bag is an example. Really nice bag, but once I'm holding it, it's a definite no. At the start, I said that accessories are often bigger purchases, And because of that, we just want to make sure we're getting the best quality for our money. Something I will always regret in my wardrobe is overpaying for low quality leather. This can be really deceptive, where if something is labeled genuine leather, keep in mind that this is the lowest quality leather, where it's made out of leather scraps bonded together. You should not be paying hundreds and hundreds for genuine leather. And then this whole tip is sparked by this handbag I recently came across, where it was made from split leather. Split leather is another lower quality of leather. It goes full grain, top grain, split. And I think that if you're paying a reasonable price for split leather, this could be okay, because if you look after it, you'll still use it for years to come. But it's when you're paying really high designer prices for split leather that is always just such a regret and such a waste of money. I think that brands are trying to target us because they think that we just don't know and we'll see leather and think it's good quality, when in actual fact, there are so many tiers of it, and this is a lower quality leather. This bag, by the way, beautiful. Like, I have a vision of me using this bag and it's stunning, but sadly, I don't think the quality and price is matching, and I don't think it's worth it. I started off with bags, but it's actually in no real particular order. Next thing that really annoys me in accessories, and I never wear these, are very heavy earrings. You will see this the most in brass earrings. Maybe they are gold-plated brass, but because material cost is not as big of a deal as solid gold, oftentimes they'll make these earrings very heavy. Heavy earrings are obviously uncomfortable to wear. They can stretch out your piercing. They're just not that great for your ear piercing in general. I often like to wear bigger earrings on a day-to-day basis, so it's so important for me, because of the frequency I wear these, for them to be lighter and not heavy. My rule is that earrings should be under 10 grams, and even 10 grams is definitely on the heavier side. Ideally, they should weigh kind of under 7 grams, and this is a lot more comfortable for day-to-day wear. So if you're buying a pair of earrings, especially online, you want to make sure you know the weight of them. A lot of brands are starting to list this, which is so useful. I love big earrings. I love statement earrings. They are things I constantly wear, even with a very casual outfit. So finding lightweight, comfortable pairs is how I can integrate and add this to my everyday looks. If I'm thinking about my jewelry collection now, I am so in love with everything. But in the past, when I was building my collection, one of the things I would do for necklaces is that I would buy all my necklaces in the same style. Everything would be a little chain with like a pendant hanging on it. And what I've learned is that when I look at stacks I love, they are not wearing a stack of 3 necklaces like that, like all the same style. The stacks usually have a lot more nuance, where sometimes they've got charms clipped in, sometimes the charms are in a lariat style, and basically the charms are all suspended in different ways. And this gives the necklace stack a lot more dimension. So instead of always just buying this one style of necklace and then repeating it, hoping that it would help me create a nice neck stack, instead I wish I paid more attention to things like this. This is something that I found and purchased on Etsy a while ago. Just something I stumbled across. It's basically a little clip that you can clip charms on. So you can clip a few charms on for a little stack, or you can wear one charm like this. And then it's got another loop, so you can put it through a chain. I like that it holds the charms in a different way, but when you put it against another charm, it creates a nice stack, a nice layer. And I think it gives my necklace stack just more dimension, as opposed to always holding my pendants in the same way. When we think about accessories, something else that comes to mind are scarves. So one type of scarf that I regret are scarves that don't work for my climate. So this means, for me living in Australia, oversized, thick scarves. I've owned probably maybe 2 scarves that are very, very heavy, very thick, and they just don't work for my climate. There's maybe a couple of days in the year where I can wear them, and I can wear them traveling, but that's about it. Likewise, if you live in a very cold climate, maybe like delicate silk scarves or delicate like thin scarves aren't the best. And you really want to make sure that your scarf matches what you can realistically wear for a good chunk of the year, or at least a good chunk of your autumn winter. So instead of those very oversized scarves, I have this one scarf from Loewe that I've been using for years. It's that perfect size. I love that it can be both colors, and it's just such a good piece in my wardrobe, and it's really the only scarf that I constantly reach for in the winter. If you've purchased scarves that you just don't wear, or you've regretted purchasing scarves for your wardrobe, something I would mention is that you want to find the right scarf for your style. So silk scarves tend to lean very classic, very prim and proper, and honestly some of them are so beautiful, but maybe I don't feel like myself when I'm wearing one, even though I'm constantly looking and they're so beautiful. And then when it comes to like fringing, like lots of detail, these are often too boho for me. So again, it's not quite right. But what I found works so well for me are these knitted smaller scarves. So I do make these myself, and I love the way they look. But even if you're trying to get into knitting, a beginner, these are not super hard to make. So you'll be able to make something simple if you just learn the basics. These are the scarves that I think are becoming my signature scarf because I love the shape of them. I love that they're small, but they're also quite warm, and you can make them in different colors to add that pop of color into an outfit. A reoccurring thing of things I regret is that I purchased it in the wrong scale. So firstly, in size, oftentimes I'm purchasing things that are too large for me. So for example, a big bag, on someone taller, it's average size. On me, it's huge. Even with things like pearl necklaces, a larger pearl necklace on me feels very statement and almost overwhelming. Whereas I love like mini pearls because I think they suit my frame more. Big part of accessories, we've got shoes. So with shoes, the biggest thing I regret are shoes with very thin soles. This is completely not compatible with how much walking I do and how hard on my shoes I am. I walk a lot. So anything like delicate little ballet flat, it doesn't give me enough support, so I end up feeling very tired when wearing these shoes. And then thin sole sandals, thin sole loafers, thin sole heels, you get the idea. I need my shoes to have a slightly more substantial sole, so my foot is more protected and I can actually walk in them for longer amounts of time. So this is kind of a no-brainer that I recommend to anyone who does more walking. You need that slightly more substantial sole, even though sometimes we're sacrificing a little on aesthetic. Delicate little shoes, it's not even that they're bad quality, it's just that I don't think they're made for the kind of walking I do, so they never last very long. I went into a sunglass shop yesterday to try on a pair of sunnies, and there was this really lovely lady there, and she was kind of explaining to me why a lot of sunglasses don't work on me. So basically, I was trying these glasses on other people, they don't look that oversized, but I wore them and they were like huge and they were very wide. And I'll basically look down and they'll fall straight off. So my regret with sunglasses is that I often buy them too wide, and I often buy the styles where it's not suited to my nose bridge. These are two things where it'll just make a sunglass uncomfortable and more cumbersome to wear. So especially with the frame, I should be looking for a much narrower width so that it suits my face shape and it doesn't slide off my face as easily. And then with like nose shape, I need something that is going to suit my nose and be able to hold on a little bit better. So if you look at the specification of sunglasses, you should be able to compare the width of the sunglass to see how it will fit your face shape. And then oftentimes they also have recommendations on what kind of fit it is on the nose to make sure it holds on more effortlessly. I don't buy sunglasses very often at all, but when I buy them, I usually regret them because they're not comfortable and they're just too wide for my head shape to fit comfortably. And by the way, I have gone in sometimes to get adjustments done, but no matter what they do, it doesn't really solve it if the frame was just way too big to begin with. Every season, we see the it bag or like the shoes of the season and all these trendy things that take over. The first thing that comes to mind are those COS nylon handbags, or you know, a few years back, the Colt Gaia bags, you know, Bottega bags. A lot of these bags I really love, and they actually work really well for my style. But I would just approach these with caution because sometimes it's just in the moment we get swept up by them, but they're actually not necessarily the piece that truly suits us in the long term. This tip is honestly a little bit of a bummer, but it works, is that you want to wait for the trend to die out a little bit so that it's not at its height, it's not the most exciting, and then you look at it again and you'll be able to much better judge whether it's for you. When not everyone is styling it, when not everyone is hyping it up, you can better judge whether it honestly works long term in your wardrobe. And the bonus perk is that sometimes you can find it on sale or just find it more easily. What am I currently applying this rule to? So first thing that comes to mind are those Savette little top handle bags. These are so cute, but I can't find one in the color I like. So I've been holding out, thinking about it some more, and you know what? I've actually forgotten about it till right now. So possibly it's just not something I needed for my wardrobe, which is good. To wrap up today's video, the way that I try to minimize things I regret in my wardrobe is that I'm really trying to ask myself these days, if I could only have one, is this the piece that I would actually buy? And this applies especially to sales. You know, sometimes I'll see a dress is pretty and I'll want to purchase it, but I will ask myself, if this is the only printed dress, or if this is the only blue dress I could ever own, would it be this one? And usually, especially in a sale, the answer is no. Because I was just momentarily drawn in by the sale, the price, and the limited quantity. There is actually something else on my wish list that I might have preferred. This applies for everything in our wardrobe, clothing, accessories. If I could only have one, is this my pick? More often than not, the answer is no. So then I know this is not an essential for me, and I should hold out waiting for something more perfect to come along. I am so inspired right now about being more selective, being more intentional, more curated about my wardrobe, and honestly about everything in my life. I hope that you'll see this more reflected in my content, because I truly do feel I am the most creative when my space is not cluttered. When I don't have too much stuff, I am a much more stylish person. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, and you can check out other videos like this up above and on my channel. Have an incredible week, and I will see you next one. Bye.